terms of narrative, I believe my trailer both uses yet challenges conventions of Todorov's theory. The trailer first begins in the disruption stage, which challenges conventions, as normally trailers always open with the equilibrium, where everything appears peaceful and calm, seen in trailers Take Shelter, Stoker, and Trance. Whereas I challenge this by starting my trailer with the suicide of the heart donor. This was done so the audience can easily identify the donor. After the institutional logo, then the equilibrium stage is seen. This is where two female characters are discussing her heart checkup. This allows the audience to immediately create a link between the two characters. My trailer follows a non-linear structure which is seen in many psychological films, such as Donnie Darko. Recognition and repair is seen before the disruption stage within my trailer, as the other characters start to notice a change in Frankie's behaviour, and we see that she tries to repair this by seeing a psychiatrist. This equilibrium is heavily shown during the montage scene. This is evident by the loud sound and fast, quick-paced shots heightening the disruption. I took most inspiration from the Take Shelter trailer by having the montage scene at the end of the trailer. The last scene of the trailer appears too calm, which heightens the enigma from the previous fast-paced montage, creating a juxtaposition between the two. I conventionally did not include the resolution. Moreover, my film heavily lies in the syntactic approach to Rick Altman's theory of genre conventions. This is due to the plot twists and themes seen within my trailer, such as loss of control. Throughout the trailer, Frankie becomes empowered by another character after her transplant. This theme is evident in existing media products including Take Shelter, Donnie Darko, and Fight Club, as in all three films, the protagonist loses control over themselves. I've used little iconography within my trailer, therefore is lacking in Altman's semantic approach to genre. The real-life heart and heart necklace seen at the end of the montage scene was the only iconography used. The heart is significant as it is the cause of her problems, and the use of her heart necklace is also significant as it connotes that Frankie is no longer in control of herself, and her transplanted heart now rules her body. Due to the little use of iconography used, you may suggest that the trailer is unconventional, as iconography is heavily seen within films including Donnie Darko, for example, the They Made Me Do It graffiti shops. Representation of my characters was important during the construction of my trailer. My female character was made to appear weak and empowered since her heart transplant. This is evident through the use of high-angle shots as it makes the audience look down at her, making her appear small and insignificant, connoting her unimportance. The use of the dialogue also represents this, as the other characters are not able to help her and do not believe her. For example, but you don't understand. This highlights that her character is misunderstood. This is also further enhanced by the use of costume. Frankie, the protagonist, wears white before her transplant to connote her innocence and purity. This is a common representation used by the protagonist in psychological thrillers, seen in films Stoker. Frankie's behaviour develops throughout the trailer as she changes after her transplant. This is most evident through costume, as she wears darker colours and her facial expressions appear more drained. This is a common convention identified in Fight Club. The male antagonist is represented as a villain by having control and power over the girl. This is most evident by the cinematography and shot types used, including over-the-shoulder shots behind the antagonist, making him appear supreme in comparison to her. However, he still remains a mystery to the audience, as they are unaware of what he wants from Frankie, allowing the enigma to still remain, as they are unaware of the backstory of the character. In terms of age, I included a conventional adult authority figure, including a psychiatrist also seen in Take Shelter, Donnie Darko, and A Beautiful Mind. This female character is represented as powerful, as professional as this is seen by the glasses, desk, and chair and plant to create a calming environment. Her character also helps Frankie understand why she is seeing her donor, which is shown through dialogue. Another conventional character is the Doctor, who we see at the start of the trailer. The locations used in my trailer are relatively conventional, as for each film within my genre changes with each storyline. The locations in my trailer include the house, basement, park, psychiatrist's office, and university. The home is frequently seen within this genre, and this location is heavily used within my trailer. It is also seen in trailers Donnie Darko, Take Shelter, and The Secret Window. Like in Donnie Darko, I included shots within their educational areas to show greater insight into the characters' lives as we see them outside the family home. In reference to editing on my trailer, I mainly use cuts, as this is the most conventional editing used on all film genres. The length of each shot varies throughout the whole trailer, however, do not last longer than 5 seconds, as I did not want to bore the audience. This is a common convention used in Stoker, Before I Go to Sleep, and Trance. During my montage scene, there are only fast, quick-paced edits to create suspense and build up tension. This creates an enigma for audiences, as only small shots are revealed to the audience, making them want to know more. This marking strategy is used in films Stoker and Take Shelter. Therefore, I chose to follow this convention as it represents a disequilibrium within my storyline. I also decided to use some fade cuts during the hospital scenes to create a dreamlike feeling, giving off an impression that everything will be okay. Lighting was also an important factor during the construction of my trailer. During the suicide scenes, I used low key lighting to immediately create a chilling atmosphere. This is also used in the montage scene. By using lighting, the audience could easily notify a difference between disruption and equilibrium. High key lighting was also used in the hospital scenes to connote hope for the character. The transitions between both high key and low lighting is a frequent convention seen in many film trailers, including Shutter Island. My trailer uses a variety of shot types from close-ups to very long shots. Long shots were most useful when entering a new environment, allowing audiences to know where the characters are, for example seen in the university scene. Whereas close-up shots are used when I wanted the audience to see my characters' facial expressions so they can see what the characters are feeling. I believe this worked most effectively on the last shot, as the camera slowly zooms into the protagonist's face. It is conventional to include a range of shot types in all trailers of every genre. However, this is most evident in trailers Before I Go to Sleep due to their extreme close-ups. In terms of sound, when analysing psychological film trailers, it came to my attention that background music always starts at the beginning of trailers, seen in Trance, Shutter Island and Take Shelter. Therefore, I decided to adhere to this convention. The music starts at the start of my trailer and begins with a heartbeat and a sharp, ominous sound, creating a tense atmosphere. This was done to make the audience feel uncomfortable during the suicide of the man. The heartbeat then suddenly stops to signify the character has died. After the institutional logo, there is a change in music to match a change of events to a more melancholy tune to represent the mood of the character. This is a convention used in many films as seen in Trance and Stoker, as the music is changed to make the audience's mood differ whilst watching. During the montage scene, the music picks up pace and builds tension, as this is the most heightened action within the trailer. Therefore, the music was used to represent the disequilibrium. This was seen in Stoker, Take Shelter and Side Effects. I did this by overlapping multiple sound effects, including a raised heartbeat and fast-paced soundtrack and howling winds. A lighter soundtrack is used at the end of the montage scene to create a contrast between the two, making everything appear calm. The music then begins when the title appears. An example trailer that uses this is Take Shelter and Stoker. Dialogue was an extremely important factor when constructing my trailer, as it was used to reveal the narrative to audiences. I restricted the amount of dialogue used in scenes and instead relied on voiceovers to help tell the story. This is because it is more conventional and makes the trailer appear more realistic and professional. Voiceovers are heavily used in trailers Donnie Darko, Stoker, and Red Lights. Conversations are spoken between the protagonist and other characters, including housemates and psychiatrists, to help explain the complex storyline. For example, "But he's dead. He's doing his part, but he's taking over my soul." I decided to use a variety of people's voices to ensure my audience were entertained. The dialogue used at the start of the trailer during the suicide scene is the only time we hear the donor. This creates an enigma for the audiences, as they want to know why he killed himself and what he wants from the protagonist. I unconventionally included no captions within my trailer. I did this as I believe my trailer did not need it, as the narrative was clear for the audience to understand. Most trailers you either use captions to show quotations to the audience or help reveal the narrative, as seen in trailers Take Shelter, Before I Go to Sleep, Side Effects, and The Machinist. I decided to challenge conventions and not use captions due to the fact my trailer has a clear, structured narrative that the audience can understand through the use of dialogue. I also didn't want to take the focus away from the visuals. My trailer conventionally finishes with the title of the film, The Transplant, with each letter fading on, which works effectively as it is in sync with the incidental music. It is then followed with the website of the film. I unconventionally did not include the actors' names who stars in the film, as seen in Stoker's Take Shelter. This is conventionally written in the same typeface of all three products, creating a strong brand identity. Overall, I have used institutional conventions seen in all film genres. The film initially begins with the MPAA green screen to show what age range the trailer is suitable for. I followed conventions of Stoker and Side Effects of including the Fox Searchlight logo not at the start of my trailer, but 17 seconds into it. I decided to do this as I believe it works effectively within the composition of my trailer and to show a difference between the male character and the female character at the start. By using the logo halfway through, it only appears for 2 seconds as I didn't want to bore audiences. At the end of my trailer appears a building block which sits in its conventional layout and in the steel tongues font to allow the audience to easily indicate what it is. On this, it includes people who help distribute, produce, and contribute towards the film. This could act as a USP as audiences may be more interested in the trailer, knowing it is made by someone's work they had previously liked.